This is the ultimate battery test of the new Samsung Galaxy A54. Today we will do a day in the life test wherein we will test everything from watching video, playing music, GPS, Wi-Fi and 5G network, gaming, using the camera for photos and videos, connecting to Bluetooth, and standby test. This phone has 5000 mAh battery with Exynos 1380, which is a 5nm processor, which is theoretically should be power efficient because of the size. At the end of this video, we will answer the question, how good the battery life of the Samsung Galaxy A54? Will it be sufficient on a daily use for heavy users? We will also provide you with the screen on time and the standby time of this phone. So starting with our housekeeping rules, what are the settings for our Samsung Galaxy A54? So we're manually adjusting the brightness to 50%. We're turning off automatic brightness. We also put the screen refresh rate to 120Hz. This is adaptive for the new Samsung Galaxy A54. And as you can see, we are using the light mode to see how the battery performs if the individual pixels is lighting up the screen. This is also connected to Wi-Fi 5 network. And we put our Bell SIM card, which is 5G network. The version of our phone is just pushing LTE connection right now. I'm not sure if it's a problem with our network, but just so you know. Now for the information, on the upper left corner of the screen, you will see the test. On the lower right, you will see the time. And on the lower right portion of the screen, you will see the battery remaining. Let's start with our first test, which is watching a 2-hour video. We are setting the brightness to 50%, volume to 100%. We are streaming using Wi-Fi 5 and the video is full HD. We will be back after 1 hour.
So you know about this?
So after 1 hour of movie streaming, we still have 91% remaining on our battery. So that's 9% drop on the battery. That's a significant drop if you ask me, comparing with the other competition. We will be back after the remaining of this video.
Yes. Because just like me.
And after 2 hours of movie streaming, we're down to 80%. So that's 20% drop in 2 hours. Around 10% each hour. It's now lunch break, so we'll put this phone to mobile data LTE and we will do a standby test for 1 hour to see how much battery will be dropping using mobile data. After 1 hour of LTE standby, we still have 78%. So that's only 2% drop in our battery. And that's pretty good. But again, if we're using 5G network, which we cannot test right now, it might burn the battery faster than LTE. Our next test is music streaming, and we will connect this phone using Bluetooth connectivity to our bone conduction headphone. And we will play music for the next 1 hour using LTE. I also made a separate video of this Naenka bone conduction headphone, and if you'd like to check out this product, I will leave the link in the description. We are setting the volume to 80% and we will be back after 1 hour. That's a good pastime. I enjoyed that music test for 1 hour. So checking the battery, it's now 2:15 PM and the battery drops to 75%. So it seems like without using the screen, which is a bright AMOLED screen with 1000 nits, the battery is holding up really well. Now we will test the GPS and we will drive around for the next 30 minutes. So after driving with GPS and LTE working for almost 15 minutes, it's now 2:45 PM and we still have 72% remaining. So this battery test is genuinely organic. I'm actually running some errands right now using this phone. So I don't know how much time will I be here on this location, but I'll be using this phone on LTE and I'll be browsing the internet and social media. And so after almost 2 hours of web browsing and social media, we brought down the battery from 72% to 55%. That's 17% drop in battery. By the way, the screen brightness is consistent at 50%. So quickly checking the battery halfway through, we have a screen on time of 4 hours. And we used this phone for the last 6.5 hours, and we still have half of the battery, which is 55%. Now let's go home using GPS and maps again. So after 9 minutes drive using GPS and LTE, there's 1% drop in the battery, which is pretty good. Now we will test this phone for gaming. Just a quick check on the settings of this phone. It can play on high refresh rate and high graphics on Mobile Legends, and it's a pretty capable processor for this type of game. By the way, I'm using the LTE for the next 45 minutes to play this game, then I will switch to Wi-Fi. And after 30 minutes of playing Mobile Legends and Subway Surfers, I noticed that the phone is a little bit hot, and that's one of the reasons why the battery will drain faster. As you can see on the graph, it dips really quick in the last 30 minutes. We will continue this gaming test for another half an hour. So after 45 minutes of LTE, we're now switching to Wi-Fi connectivity. And after one round of game, the battery went down to 34%, so there's 3% dip on 15 minutes of gaming using Wi-Fi. Now let's take some photos and videos and browse some more. This is the vlogging test of Samsung Galaxy A54 using the rear camera and the ultra-wide sensor in 4K 30 FPS. Supposedly this is my lunchtime already, but I'm going to McDonald's so I can vlog going there. It's really hard to make this kind of battery test. If you're not a subscriber of this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Why not test the zoom capability of this phone? So this is 0.5x, the ultra-wide. This is the main sensor. And as you see, the stabilization is pretty good. And this is the 2x digital crop. And it can go up to 10x. This is the selfie video recording in UHD 30 FPS, and the footage is a little shaky. But if you step down to full HD, you will have all the features of the camera, from the filters, the face, and the stabilization. I figure out why this phone is only giving me LTE and not 5G. This is a different model of Samsung Galaxy A54. I bought this on Best Buy and they sent me a dual SIM version of this phone, model SM A546E/DS or dual SIM. So I swapped my SIM card to my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and it recognizes 5G network right away. So maybe there's a difference on the radio of this phone, or there's a certain region that it only unlocks 5G network. Who knows? And lastly, before going to bed, we will watch another 2-hour movie. It's now 8:25 p.m. and the battery life is 22%. This is a 1080p video. Volume is set to 70% and brightness is set to 50%. We'll be back after 2 hours. And finally, after 2 hours of movie, it's now 10:24 p.m. It's bedtime, and I still have 5% remaining on this test. Now let's check the result. So after a full day of tests, we did 4 hours of movie streaming, 3 hours of browsing using LTE, an hour of gaming using LTE and Wi-Fi. We have an hour of music streaming using Bluetooth connectivity. We use GPS and maps for 30 minutes. We have a couple of hours for standby time and occasional call and text. The phone was active for almost 12.5 hours. We have a screen on time of almost 8 hours, standby time of 4 hours and 30 minutes, and we still have 5% remaining battery at the end of the day. I guess I will leave you with this question: is this phone good enough for your everyday use?